Do you know what time it is?
Tell me, do you know?
New Comic Book Day.
What is up, Defects? And we are back for another New Comic Book Day show. For those of you that are new, this is where we take Chris Nelms' New Comic Book Day Pull List. He's an author over at comicbookinvest.com. We take that list and we break it down defect style. Come on, you guys know by now. But if you are new, please sub up the channel, hit the notification bell. Guys, if you think we did a good job, give us a thumbs up on this video. Leave a comment in the comment section. Tell us what you're reading this week. And of course, got to share that video, Jay, because sharing,
fucking caring.
That's right. That's right. And guys, stay tuned to the end because we're going to give you some details on how to enter that 2,500 subscriber giveaway. All right, boys and girls, without further ado, let's get into the books. Guys, you know, I'm going to try to hold it down for Guy Forge this week. So I'll see if I can I'm going to do my best here. Okay. So, you know, we always start out by showing you Chris Nelms' list. So I'm going to throw it up on the screen right now for you guys to take a quick look at it. All right, we're going to start it off with first appearances, guys, as always. So from DC, we got Justice League Volume 4, number 59. Guys, you got a 1 in 25 Liam. It's that Snyder cut. They did all Snyder cut variants. And there's a 1 in 50 Bermejo Snyder cut variant. And then, of course, there is one more, the 1 in 100 Jim Lee. This is also a Snyder cut variant, all black and white. I got to be honest, I'm not really feeling the Jim Lee. I like the Liam. I like the Bermejo the most. And also, guys, we have first appearances in here. We have the first appearance of Brutus. And this is a character in the Naomi verse. Okay, so this is a bad guy from Naomi's home. So this could possibly have some legs. So we bring it to you. I'm not reading this, but that's what we got for you. Jay, what do you think about these covers, and are you reading this?
Yeah, I'm not reading it. It's right in time for the Snyder cut, which is great marketing. That Bermejo, Dark Side on the Bermejo, it looks absolutely insane. And I believe it's Bendis' first time on the Justice League. Is that right?
I think you might be right.
Yeah, so it could be a good storyline. I might have to pick this up just for that alone, but it would definitely be cover A. I don't see any investment in the other, the 1 in 100. But I'm more excited for the Snyder cut being released. A big week for comics this week, and comic shows and comic, if you want to call it a movie, whatever you want to call it. I'm super excited. Big week.
We got a lot to talk about on our Wednesday live show. So, all right, next up, we got DC Catwoman number 29, the first appearance of a non-corporeal, I don't even know what that means. I think it means something like that. There's no physical form antagonist. So something like Marvel's Ghost. Jay, what do you got on this one?
I know Ram V got a big following. He's writing Catwoman, a brand new foe. I don't know if that's her on the cover. It could be. I know the story ties into the Riddler. I haven't been reading Catwoman, guys. DC's been pumping out a lot of new characters lately. It's something I'll probably pass on. But Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, a lot of new characters. And by the way, guys, I made a mistake on that is the cover A. That is not the 1 in 100 Jim Lee. So that's cover A. That's the only one we're throwing up. But yeah, so I think you hit it right on the head. You took the words out of my mouth. They're bringing out so many new characters. So, this is a pass for me. So that's it for first appearances this week, guys. Short week on first appearance. Actually, a short week all around. So keep it moving. Guys, that was it for first appearances. Not too many this week, but you know what we got next. We got our picks of the week. So first up, you know, this is a book we've been talking about for a while. So here we go. Let's see what we got. Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights number 3 from Antarctic Press. Guys, we got another special guest this week. Jay, tell them who we got coming in.
We got our buddy, our friend of the show, Matt Spradlin, in to tell us about the conclusion of this awesome series. Matt, take it away. What's going on, man?
What's up, buddy?
Hey guys, how are you guys doing?
Good, man. Not as good as you with this book, man. This thing's on fire.
Book off.
It's crazy, right? Yeah.
Dude, impossible. Sold out everywhere. All 3 issues. Impossible to find.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's cool when something exceeds your expectation, right? Yep. It's like you have an expectation, you're like, oh yeah, maybe we'll get it, and then it does way better. You're like, wow. So yeah, it's cool.
Tell us about what's it. For those of you that are new, we had Matthew, and Farid on. The obviously Matt's the author. Farid is the artist, and they were on a couple weeks ago with us, and we talked about number 1 and 2. So the big conclusion, Matt, tell us what to expect in number 3.
So I think I want to say that 3 has the most pages, and not only does it wraps up the story of what happened to Janie, but also there's a little bit of added element of a mystery going on because somebody is ratting out the people on her team and you don't really know who it is. I mean, you find out, but at the beginning you're like, who's telling on everybody? Because that's what happened. Somebody was ratting everybody out, and then the feds took down one person, that took down the next, that took down the next, that took down the next. So that's really kind of the gist. It's how, did she get out of this life? And what happened to everybody?
I cannot wait. So with all the success this book has had, overwhelming success, what is next for Hot Valley?
Well, we are right now, Sean and I are taking it. We're very grateful, first of all, and we want to keep going with sort of how we've done things, which is making it a really cool, special comic. So we're developing the trade right now, and with the trade, there was a really great, it's really clever. There was a very clever situation that happened where she had to get a certain amount of weed her and Jimmy had to get a certain amount of weed over the border. It was a test, right? From Mateus.
Okay.
Mateus gives her and Jimmy a test first. And how they did it.
That's awesome. So those are some extra pages in the trade that weren't in the comics,
so it's extra pages because the 3rd issue had so many pages, and the other issues obviously had a lot of pages too that we just couldn't fit it in, and it just killed me to not put it in. So we're gonna put that story element into the trade along with another little moment that we're adding to the trade as well. So it's gonna have extra story in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
For everyone that missed out on the comics, Matt, when is the trade going to be available and where?
The trade is coming out through Diamond, and you can order it through previews, and it's going to be a July release. It's funny, Sean and I have been scrambling ourselves to get single issues.
Yeah, it's virtually impossible unless you go on eBay, and I'm sure you looked at the prices on eBay there.
Yeah, I've had to buy my own comic off eBay. Because I want to have something if we go to, we're excited for the conventions, right? Those are so fun, and I want to come to the one in July. It's Terrificon.
Terrificon,
Yeah, I'm coming out.
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
Come see our friends. It's going to be a party.
All right, Matt. Well, obviously, we're big fans. A lot of our viewers are big fans too. So we appreciate all the work you did on this. It really paid off. And of course, we thank you for coming on and kind of sharing sharing the spotlight with us for this last issue.
Oh, no.
You deserve
always.
It, man.
Big love.
It's like Janie's story. It's bittersweet over here, man.
Yeah. Well, big love to Pressable Defects. You guys were the first, first people to have us on and talk about it. So you've made a friend for life.
That's right. Hey,
Appreciate that,
likewise, man. We appreciate you.
Thanks,
all right, Matt. Thank you
guys.
again, and we'll definitely, guys. You're gonna see us with Matt in July for sure if you come to Terrificon. So,
For sure.
thanks, Matt.
Well, thanks, guys.
Guys, next up from AWA, it's erratic number 4. Jay, we've been talking about this for a while.
The story is excellent. AWA hit a home run with this. Kiari Andrews, the writer, is also the artist on it. He does it all on this book. The covers, the interiors, he does everything except the coloring and the lettering. Oliver Leaf's story, guys. Matt said it back in the day. It's like Saved by the Bell meets superheroes. Such a good read. Matt, what do you think? I know you've been following this series as well.
I'm digging it. It has me captured for sure. I love everything about it. I love the story. I love the art. I love the characters. Number 3, you're really getting into the story now. I don't want to give too much away, but there's an appearance in number 3, and this is going to basically, I think number 4 is where the story is really going to take off. You're going to really get into the meat of what's going on, his origin. Probably number 4 is going to be his origin. Going to learn a little bit more about his powers and stuff. So, guys, you can only use your powers 10 minutes at a time. What would you do?
That's like me. I use my powers 10 seconds at a time.
I'm leaving that one alone, and we're going to the next one. Next up, guys, from Dark Horse, we have Orphan and the Five Beasts, number 1. All right, so this is the writer's James Stokoe, I think is how you say it. And basically this one kind of caught my eye because it feels like kind of like Kung Fu, which I think is starting to make a little bit of a comeback, especially with Shang-Chi coming out in the MCU. So we got adopted orphan warrior Orphan Mo seeks to find and kill 5 former disciples. This is about a classic tale of revenge, guys. So it looks like it could have some storylines that usually you don't see together, kind of like Kung Fu, the martial arts with some magic almost, some mystical type creature. So we'll see if Dark Horse brings it on this one. I know some people are a little excited about this one. Jay, I don't know. What'd you think?
I thought it sounded great until you said his name was Mo. Mo lost me.
It's Orphan Mo.
You get this great storyline about revenge and magic and Kung Fu, and then it's a guy named Mo. So I guess I'll give Mo a chance,
Yeah, I think I'm going to at least give number 1 a read. So we'll see how it goes. Here we go. Jay, next up. From DC, Superman, Red, White, and Blue, number 1. What do you got?
Here we go, guys. We got another 3-part story. John Ridley, again, writing more stuff for DC. He's been busy over at DC, guys. Clark Kent confronts a villain that he has a past with. That's the Ridley story. Then Wes Craig tells a tale of Superman in his early days and the person that inspired him to become a hero. And the last story is from Jill Thompson, who tells a tale of a teenage Clark Kent. So, again, almost like the Future State, it's broken up into 3 different parts. I'm excited for John Ridley's storyline. I think Superman needs a nice reboot, and, it's tough writing Superman, but hopefully John Ridley comes through with something and puts Superman back on the map, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I think I'm digging Bermejo the last few weeks, and this week he's got a bunch of covers and variants. I'm really starting to become a big fan of his. I mean, I always was, but now I'm really feeling his stuff. So,
yeah,
I think Jay said it right. I think they got 3 stories, and they're going to see which. I think that's what DC is doing. They're trying to figure out what the audience, what the readers like. I think that's what they did with Future State, and I think they're going to make a lot of decisions based on what people kind of gravitate to. And I think everybody has high hopes for John Ridley's portion of this story. So
yeah, I think when you have John Ridley writing, man, you got to give him the whole book. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to have such a big name only write a portion of the book. And like you said, the Bermejo and Cover A are amazing. That Eamon variant, that looks like, a painting you see hanging outside a classroom in an elementary school. So I don't know. I'm hoping John Ridley hits it out of the park with this, though.
Yep. All right, guys. Next up, from Image, a big title. People are digging this one. Radiant Black, number 2. And we got a 1 in 25 Rob Reese cover, which I think is absolutely smoking. I did not read this storyline yet. I did not read number 1. But apparently Nathan's at it again. He finds an alien artifact, and that's what, I need to get into this is basically what I'm trying to tell you. I know the general idea about it, but Jay, did you read this one yet?
Yeah, I read this tonight before the show, and it's almost has that erratic type of feel to it. A guy down and out. He's a struggling writer, has to move back in with his parents. He finds this alien artifact, turns him into radiant black, and he goes through a little course of saving people, and then he realizes, well, he doesn't realize, but at the end they show there's an opposite, a bad version, someone that grabbed this artifact and is robbing banks and committing crimes. So hopefully 2 ties it all together, but again, awesome art and a great read.
Yeah, this has a vibe that I think people are into. Like, it feels redundant in a way, but it's a storyline that I think, like, I enjoy. You could tell this story to me 5 different ways, and I'll read it every time, and I'll watch it every time because I enjoy this type of storytelling. So I definitely want to read it, and I could see this being adapted at some point because it's worked in the past with other titles. So why not? Next up, I think this is a big one, guys, from Marvel. Black Knight, Curse of the Ebony Blade, number 1. Guys, you got a 1 in 25 Stephanie Hans, decent, and a 1 in 100 Momoko. We're showing too much love to Peach on this channel, guys.
Yeah.
Jack, go ahead.
I'll tell you what, though, I think that's a cool cover, but
it's not bad. It's right in her wheelhouse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A 1 in 100, though. I'm not dropping $100 on that. I'm not dropping, maybe, to tell you what, I don't even know if I would buy that for $50, but Dane Whitman, wielder of the Ebony Blade. Marvel's getting ready. They're pumping him out. We've seen him in the King in Black title. This happens right after the King in Black title. This is their guys, man. Kit Harington, a big part in MCU, supposedly. So Marvel's doing their best to pump out the Black Knight, get people interested. I'm excited for it. I'm going to read issue 1. I don't think I'm going to pick up any incentive or ratio variants, but that cover A looks cool, and I'll definitely give it a read. I wasn't a fan of the King in Black tie-in, but I'll definitely give this a try.
I think it's, and Jay definitely touched on it, but this is not an accident, guys, right? He's come, Dane Whitman's come to the MCU. They're getting you ready for him. And I think they're putting a lot of emphasis on the Ebony Blade. I think it's going to be a huge part of the MCU's phase 4, 5, 6, where, some of them, all of them. I think it's, is it going to be the Infinity Gauntlet? I don't know. It is one of the strongest weapons. It's right up there with the Infinity Gauntlet in comics. And I kind of, I'm going to disagree with Jay. I kind of liked the tie-in. I kind of liked the way they portrayed his character a little bit. It's different. And I think you need that, especially if you're going to translate that into the MCU. And I think that's what they're doing here with this title. I think it's getting you ready for it. So I'm definitely interested to read number 1. Whether I stick with it or not, I'd still like to see what direction they're taking it in. So this is a pickup for me, not really for just for reading purposes. So like Jay said, cover A. That's it. Guys, this was a pure cover pick for and that's why it's on the list. Some from Marvel. We got Marvel number 6. And guys, I told you Bermejo was on the list a bunch of times this week, and that is a, no pun intended, a fire 1 in 25 cover, Jay.
Yeah, that got to be going for double ratio. That cover is absolutely insane. That's one of the best depictions of Silver Surfer I've seen on a cover. That's up there. That's up there.
You might be right. It might be the best. Maybe we should do a little homework, and we'll talk about it Wednesday. See if we could find one that tops that, because that is incredible. I've never seen them drawn like that.
Yeah, that book got to be going for at least $75 to $100. If I could guess, I could be wrong. But if we were to look on eBay right now, that book is definitely double, if not triple, the price.
And you're probably right. And it's crazy because it literally has no. I don't want to say I don't want to downplay it. It doesn't have a lot of significance. There's no key. It's not a hot title, but the cover is just absolutely. I'm going to try to get a hold of one of these. I may wait. Maybe it drops a little bit. I have a feeling it will drop, so don't run out and buy it. I could be wrong. Sometimes it's covers like this, they just get hot and they never come back. But I'm going to play my cards, and I'm going to see if in a month I'm able to pick this up, for a little bit cheaper than what it's going for now.
That book needs a Bermejo signature in a yellow slab, and that'll just be insane.
Yeah. Next, and that was purely, like we say, purely cover. So next up from Marvel, we got Thor number 13, Donny Cates. Tell me about it, Jay.
Donny Cates and Nick Klein, my second top two, next to Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, but I'm excited. Donald Blake's story's coming to an end. This is number 5 of 6 of Prey. We've seen, spoilers, guys, Odin is back. Thor is gone. Odin is back. I cannot wait to see how this ends. This whole Donald Blake storyline started a little slow for me, but you know what? When I go back and read it, Cates knocked it out of the park on this too, because it picked up, and I cannot wait to see where it goes past this.
Yeah, we told you around issue 10 or 11, we said, guys, it's time to start buying Thor again. And that's the truth, because the story's gotten good. I have a feeling number 13 or 14, you're going to get something big that everyone's going to rush out to buy the book once they start figuring out what it is. So we'll see if I'm right. At 1 in 25, it's okay. I think some of Klein's other ratio variants have been better. It's not bad. It's not great. So next up from Vault Comics. I know this is Guy's favorite title. I Walk with Monsters, number 4. Guys, you know that there's a couple indie titles that we've been pushing, and this is one of them. Paul Cornell, Sally Cantarino. I'm digging this story. It is dark. If you like dark stories, this is for you. They're fleshing out these two characters, JC and Jake, still throughout the first 3 issues. I'm hoping 4 really starts answering some questions. It's a dark book, guys, and I'm loving it. It's gory, it's dark, it's twisted. It shows you kind of somebody's history, how they could look so put together on the outside, and then on the inside just have so many demons. What do you think, Jay?
Matt Forge has this keen sense about books like this. He told me, Jay, you got to go out and grab the variants for number 1. Grab whatever you can. I am stacked on this book. It is an awesome story. You could still go out and get the number 1s, the first appearances, the foil variant, the 1 per store. Look them up on eBay, guys. They are still cheap. This book has a ton of room to grow. I suggest going out and making a move on this book, because the way the storyline's going in this could be the next Something is Killing the Children, Department of Truth, along those lines. Matt, I know you feel the same way.
Defects. You know what time it is. It's that time of the week where Chris Nelms shares that pick of the week with us. So, Guy always knocks it out of the park. Let's see what he's got this week. I think you guys are going to like this. Here's what Chris says about Eros and Psych number 1 from Ablaze. He's picking that. If you twist my arm for some spec, then I will say the Eros Psych number 1 Harry Potter cover is worth cover price investment. A beloved children's movie being homaged by a witchcraft forbidden love story from the same person who brought you Faithless. Jay, I know you have something a little bit more to say than a beloved children's movie about this one, right?
Yeah, so, guys, we always respect Chris's pick, and this is an awesome tribute to Harry Potter, but I found 2 other covers that, are more defect style. Matt, bring them up. Here we go, guys. A story of the La Rosa female boarding school, where Sarah and Solange find love with each other. Tender love, they describe it as in the solicitation. So you got to follow the rules of the school or get expelled. Even worse, it could be death. Guys, this might be one of those books where you just might need a silent issue like we talked about in the past. Holy smokes, Matt, what do you got for me? It's getting hot in here.
When Jay set up the slides and I was going through them and I saw this one, I was just like, I stopped on it and I'm like, fucking Jay strikes again. Yeah, these are these will get you a little tight around the collar with these. What else is there to say besides what Jay said? Honestly, I like cover A better than the 1 in 20. I don't know why the fuck I'm talking about ratios right now. Nobody else cares. And everybody's watching the video like, who the fuck cares? What is? They're just looking at the pictures right now. So
yeah, I gotta strongly disagree, Matt. I mean, cover A, it seems like one of them's into it, the other one's not too much. That 1 in 20 Mercado, he captured the essence of both of them being into it.
I love that we're breaking it down like we actually are serious about it. I mean, Jay's pretty serious about it.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights this week, this would be my pick of the week, the 1 in 20 Mercado.
Sure, shockingly, it's your pick of the week.
Before you go, guys, stay tuned and listen what Matt has to say about our 2,500 subscriber giveaway. We got a ton of good stuff to give away. But before I pass it to him, we got to say big shout out to our friends of the show in the link below. Check them out for awesome content, guys. We also have our partners, Mutant Beaver Comics, Defect 10. Get you 10% off all your comic book orders. Not only that, we have our Presser's Presser, Erod 212 with Express Comic Book Pressing. Again, guys, Defects 10, 10% off. He also submits to CGC and CBCS and passes along his discount. Matty, close him out.
Yeah, guys. Every week, in the description of this video, we're going to throw a link to the new Comic Book Day Pull List article that Chris Nelms writes, and we're going to throw a link to CBSI's website because there's a lot of great information over there. Also, we want to remind you that tonight, this video is airing Tuesday, so Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, Keep It Thorough Comics, he's going to be doing the Indie Spotlight. That's another CBSI show, so, one big happy CBSI family, so he's the next in line. So, guys, make sure you check him out. Before you get out of here, at the end of this video, I'm going to, somewhere on the screen, there's going to be a link directly to our 2,500 subscriber giveaway entry video. Guys, the grand prize is the High Republic #3, the comic book exclusives variant. That thing's going bananas. So click on the video, figure out how to enter. Guys, it's real easy. Click on the video and watch it. So before we get out of here, if you're new, sub us up if you think we did a good job. Hit the notification bell. Give us a thumbs up if you think we did well. Throw a comment in the comment section. And of course, like we said earlier, if you think we did a good job, share the video because sharing...
fucking caring, baby.
That's right. So, for the Pressable Defects, catch you on the next new Comic Book Day show.